Thank you, everyone, for being a witness to this creative experiment that is this keynote presentation. We just had an opportunity to take a look at some visuals that I'm playing with and putting together. And this is a debut. These haven't been shown to anyone. So welcome. You are the first to see and witness. I want to share a little bit of context and create some opportunities for some Q&A and some conversation. So I'm going to get into my PowerPoint situation. I put together some slides for y'all. Okay, so as I mentioned in the beginning, this presentation is about being a living embodiment of the joy and restoration we are cultivating at this conference and beyond. And this embodiment is also a reimagining and a reclaiming of pleasure and liberation. So before I talk about that, I want to give you a quick overview of my work. In case you are unfamiliar, my name is Tajalyn Lee. I use she, her pronouns. I'm an artist from New York, raised in the South, lived in New York most of my adult life and recently moved to Hawaii. I'm an artist, healer, and memory worker. Shout out to my girl, Joyce Leanne Joseph, who gifted me with that title and that identity, and I've been taking it on and taking it seriously. There are many hats that I wear in the world, but artist is my primary occupation, is what I lead with. And my most well-known public creative projects are the Bag Lady Manifesta, which is demonstrated in this photo that you see here, which led to an installation called Remembering is the Responsibility of the Living, and my Birth Justice Podcast, NYC. The Bag Lady work is really centered around repurposing what has been discarded. And when we examine the ways in which Black life is treated as if it's disposable in the United States, the Bag Lady is a reimagining of how we can deal with that energy, work with that energy instead of trying to erase it or forget it. My work around birth justice has also revolved around the very startling inequity around birth outcomes, namely that Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die than white women due to childbirth-related causes. And in New York City, that disparity is double. And so to date, a lot of my work has been catalyzed by and informed by Black death. And it could be a lot to hold. And while I continue to work on these projects, I'm also creating space to explore my long-held desire to create pleasure-based work beyond my burlesque practice. I'm needing balance in my creative projects. So while I consider and create work that is concerned with social issues and with people who share my identity, I'm also needing and wanting space to experience and cultivate joy in my public creative practice. My move to Hawaii and this keynote presentation was an invitation for me to engage my creative practice differently. I'm meeting myself in this now moment. We're all meeting ourselves in this now moment. Grounding in who we are now and how we create our becoming allows us to center joy, pleasure, and access our imagination for the worlds we are creating. It's not an uncertain future, it's an unknown future. And what I know for sure is anytime I step into the unknown in my creative practice, I stretch myself, I dance with my fears through grounding practices. My spiritual practice is creative praxis, as you can probably tell from the video visuals I shared earlier. I create and maintain routines, rituals, and ceremonies to stay grounded and to cultivate creative inspiration. Though every ritual in my life and in these video visuals that I offered earlier is not explicitly about pleasure, they are ceremonies that create a container for my joy, for my fulfillment, for my pleasure to exist. In a world that treats Black life as if it's disposable, creating these containers are acts of rebellion and resilience. My joy, my Black joy, is a fugitive practice, and inviting others to do the same is just that too, a fugitive practice. How we create our solo containers provide skills for creating communities, harmonious ones that work interdependently while acknowledging and honoring our respective autonomy, freedom, and sovereignty. This is a time when we are creating and building new futures and new communities offline and online. And what I know for sure is that I can build community by first beginning with myself. Building community internally among my mind, my heart, my body, my soul, and my spirit, a unified whole stitched together, woven together, prepared to connect with other humans. I am the art. The art is not outside of me. Art isn't something I do, it's who I be in the world and in myself. Art is also in the living, the altars, the showers, the bathing, the getting ready, how I spend my time and how I curate my day. Who I'm becoming as an artist and as a person is about meeting myself in this now moment. And it's about bringing my art to meet me in this now moment. This is one of the ways that I'm bringing my art to meet me in this now moment. You saw some of these visual explorations, also 21120, an interdisciplinary and multi-platform biomythography project that uses tarot constellations to make sense and meaning of my life. So it begins with a podcast. It's not a show, it's a creative process made public, featuring episodes that consider and combine memory, memoir, myth, and tarot. Episodes drop on the second day of the month and also the 11th and the 20th day of the month per my capacity and interest. And you can expect nonlinear storytelling, excerpts from journal pages, creative musings and experiments, interviews with tarot scholars, practitioners, enthusiasts, and artists, as well as therapists, astrologers, and more. It's available to listen on my website and anywhere you get your podcasts. And just a quick note, I came to Tarot Constellations and consequently this project during my time in Hawaii. Other projects I'm coming to include this pleasure ritual work that I shared today, as well as the invitation I will share at the end of this presentation. These projects are inspired by a number of things, namely my loveship, my partnership. Yes, love is inspiring me. It's been deepening my relationship to myself, and my partnership encouraged me to do the work that is the work of this time. That includes returning to my personal authority, especially as we divest from and abolish systems, institutions, and structures that are designed to undermine our freedom and autonomy. I'm also feeling inspired living in Hawaii. This is lava right here in this photo, okay? It feels like being on a totally different planet. Hawaii is one of the most isolated places in the world. We're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And I'm feeling really inspired by the nature that's all around me. Hiking on lava, seeing the persistence of life, the decimation of magma and lava, it dries and cools and becomes fertile ground for new life to begin again. That is the shit that is inspiring me. Witnessing nature, learning more about Hawaiian culture, Hawaiian creation stories, Hawaiian spirituality. That's based in land-based spirituality and culture, being here, being a witness, being a mindful visitor and getting to know the land that I'm visiting is deeply inspiring me. And I'm also feeling inspired by sacred living. This time of global pandemic has meant spending a lot of time in my home, a lot of time alone and in the house. And this has made me look at how I spend my time and energy, how I cultivate health, healing, and wholeness on my own. And it's also been an opportunity to take an in-depth look at what is not serving me, namely relationships, habits, beliefs, etc. I've also been taking classes to support my physical, emotional, psychological, and spiritual health and wellness, as well as for my creative practice. Namely my participation in Ed Woodham's conceptual art continuing education class this winter and spring reflected back to me that the art of sacred living is art too, and has been the subject matter of my art assignments, which has inspired my recent works and creative experiments, 21120, as well as the videos that you witnessed earlier today. These are the questions my visual offerings are asking of me and also asking of you, and they're invitations for you as well. These questions are supporting me in orgasmically returning home to myself. And I strive to be a living embodiment of my beliefs and my values. And I hope that by sharing my journey here today in my video series I screened earlier, as well as this brief artist talk, that it inspires you to think about, examine, and explore your journey. How are you? How are we embodying the themes of this conference? How does it show up in our everyday reality? How will we integrate the informations and presentations of the workshop and panels into our lives, into our art, and into our work? My response has been in part what you saw me embody in the video presentation. I encourage you to ask yourself these questions as well during and after this conference. Some of my answers to these questions: I'm creating containers and boundaries around my time and my energy. This looks like saying no to things I don't feel like doing. This looks like creating an indefinite away message, letting people know that they may not hear back from me, okay? Our boundaries, our no's, they create containers for our yes. And I wanna show up to any and everything I say yes to with vigor, fiery passion, and integrity. My answer to these questions is also my journaling practice. I am writing my own narrative, getting to know my shadow self more deeply, processing what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, documenting my life for my review, because rereading my journals is a time traveling experience. It's a way for me to experience myself in moments that have happened before. Masturbating to my own image, I want to shout out the House of Noir and the after party shenanigans for a virtual space that they held that really inspired that last piece that you saw. And this is also, you know, masturbating to your own image. This is powerful solo sex magic work. And I'm a 2, that is my life path number, my soul purpose number, my personality number. And masturbating to my own image feels especially sacred because there's 2 of me and I'm a 2, you follow me. Writing personal manifestos to reground myself in the beliefs I possess, as well as the beliefs that I am cultivating. Continuing to integrate affirmations and mantras into daily meditations and rituals. I'm also spending time outside. I love how in this digital and virtual reality, nature has become my stage. It feels really grounding to be outside, especially as a New Yorker who had to intentionally seek natural landscapes and spaces to just be outside. Right now, outside is in my back door, you know? Becoming aware of and releasing what is not serving me. This has been filled with grief as I let go of relationships, beliefs, and projects that are no longer aligned with who I am and who I am becoming. I experienced and I continue to experience an inner tower moment that was surprising and unexpected, but I should have suspected because the world is currently in a tower moment, especially the United States, who is experiencing a Pluto return. I encourage you to look up Pluto return, United States astrology. You will find more information there. But that external observation is also an internal one. And I've been getting present with what is falling, what is failing, what is flailing, what is dying in the world we live in. And that's also a question for me to ask about what is dying within myself. I'm gonna end this before I open it up for questions. And I know, child, we're running out of time. But before we open it up for questions, just wanted to let you know where you can view the videos again and where you can support my work for as little as $8 a month. You can join my Patreon to support me as a living and working artist and to also get exclusive behind the scenes content as well as early access information and content there. So I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to end with a formal invitation, but I want to see if there's any questions that folks want to ask. I know we don't have that much time together, but I wanted to see if there's anything. I don't see anything in the Q&A chat box. I'm seeing beautiful messages that are here. Thank you all so much. Okay, so we don't have a lot of time. We didn't get to have a community conversation, but let me tell you something. If you join my Patreon, I will be hosting some opportunities for us to connect in small groups and one-on-one to talk more about not only my creative practice, but also for me to provide offerings to hold a creative ceremony in space. All right, let me share my screen because I know we only got a few minutes left. I want to make a formal invitation for you to join me in this journey. Ooh. So the invitation is orgasmic bathing. I clearly love to use orgasms as part of my self-care practice. Okay. And I invite you to do the same. Here's some instructions to follow that you can, deviate from the instructions. You can come back to it, whatever you want to do, child. But take your time to gather a plant medicine of your choice and consume it. Gather some spring water, bless it with the sun, moon, stars, the earth, and bless it again with your intentions. Gather your favorite materials like dried flowers and Epsom salts and oils, music, candles, incense. Run your bath, add the materials that go in the bath, place the things that go around the bath, dim the lights, create a mood, create a setting, romance, and seduce yourself. Soak and revel in the water, touch yourself and feel good. And, if you're open to it, bring yourself to an orgasm in the water and then continue to steep in the water and have that orgasm with an intention, right? The intentions that you put into the spring water, bring that into your orgasmic experience, steep in it. And when you are complete, air dry, moisturize, listen, tend to yourself, eat something cold and sweet, and be sure to rest. And afterwards, I'd love, this is optional because again, this is an invitation. And this is me debuting this project, by the way. This is me like launching it out into the world. But take time to creatively document your orgasmic bathing experience. This can be a poem, a picture, a video, a drawing, a collage, an essay, or anything else you'd like to create. It can be elaborate or simple. It can take as little or as much time as you'd like to prepare. I ask that if you do share it, please, credit me, name me in your caption. And there's some specific instructions for this on my website. You're also welcome to privately share the experience with me if you'd like. You're also welcome not sharing the experience with me at all and have it be all of your own. But this is part of a creative public project that I'm putting together where I'm creating a series of recipes for ritual and ceremony that supports our health, our wellness, our freedom, our autonomy, our evolution, our self-actualization, our pleasure, our joy, and our imagination. And if you would like to see my response to this orgasmic bathing ritual, I invite you to join tonight, April 28th and April 30th. Tonight, April 28th and April 30th, 3 showings of a Poetic License Festival, a Feeling Good Ritual. I am part of a lineup of artists who are sharing work. It takes place at 8 p.m. It is sliding scale. And if you missed that, child, well, you can head on over to my Patreon to see the video. I'm going to close and, someone asked me, how do I balance the practice of self-preservation with the necessary work of collective imagination and memory work? That is a big question that I don't have time to give a whole ass answer to, but I do want to quickly share. That balance, someone once shared with me that balance is like riding a bike. And it's something, it's not a destination you arrive at, it's constantly in motion, this pivot back and forth. And so the short answer is to be in an internal awareness of where I'm at and what I'm up to, what I need, where am I over, where are things out of balance and how do I sync it back up, swing the pendulum to the other side of the scale. And I also believe that self-preservation work is a daily ritual. It is something that we have to do every freaking day so that the work that we are doing collectively to reimagine the futures that we are creating and living into, we're able to show up, not only in our fullest selves, but also with a conscious awareness, of our needs. So we, closed mouths don't get fed. We got to express what it is that we need, what we want. And we'll be able to do that in collective spaces if we're doing the work on our own. So with that, I am complete. I'm going to drop some links into the chat as we are making our way out. so you can find me on the interwebs. I give thanks for your presence, your time, and your attention. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Wow, thank you, Taja. Can y'all just big up Taja in the chat box? Because this was the whole experience. This was not just a presentation, this was everything. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for sharing with us. And like, again, this whole experience today has just been so much centered on like transparency and vulnerability and creating space for one another. And you did all of that today. So I appreciate you. Clearly, so many people in the chat are like blowing
I'm
it
trying
up.
to read all the comments because I didn't get to really see everything. Yes, thank you all so much. I see the love, Onisha. I don't know if y'all can send me the comments. Like, is there a way to do that behind the scenes on Zoom so I can sit with what folks had shared? I'm not going to publish it or anything like that. I just would love to read it personally.
Yeah, I'll try to like copy and paste it into a little document. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Thank y'all for joining us. If you're interested in the next panel, it'll get started in a few minutes. So we encourage you to go to that. But thank you, and I will close this out from here.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.